Hi, I'm Raymond, and you're listening to Insert Quest Here. Today's quest is Base Raiders. This is our adventure base raiding campaign. This is the second heat, which I believe is called Desert Madness. Yes, Desert Madness.
Sweet.
You would know.
These guys are going to be taking on the Gobi, not to be confused with the Gobi, which is a different thing. All right, Finn is going to be joining us a little bit later because he's having some internet connection issues. So why don't you two introduce yourselves, starting with whichever one of you has eyeballs.
I guess that's me. I am Alex. You might know me from the Raiderade podcast. And if you don't, check it out, you son of a bitch. And today I will be playing Greg, the hyper-intelligent alien nanoswarm. He basically looks like a floating storm cloud, except if you get inside of him, he smells like a fart.
There you go.
And I am Ryan, also from the Raiderade podcast, but with fewer eyeballs.
Yeah.
I mean, I would argue that you have more eyeballs, because don't you have a bunch of prosthetic ones?
It's true, I do.
Hey, those aren't balls, though.
No, they're not.
Ah, dang.
Yep.
And today, I'm going to be playing Amriel, the warrior demoness, who is summoned to Earth and then used as a slave to a powerful sorceress, and then sort of abandoned when Ragnarok happened and her mistress disappeared. So now she's a competitive base raider.
Because, you got to make ends meet. You got to live in luxury, and you're not going to do that by sitting around.
Exactly.
All right, fantastic. So, last time you guys took on the base of Setmantoth, and you managed to get there before everyone else. It was actually a one-day sprint race, which was pretty good. That is not going to be the case this time. You are going to be in a desert with no landmarks.
Yeah, we can handle it.
And it's a desert that doesn't really have great aerial photography. So good luck on that. Our base raiders know that the base is in the Gobi Desert, which is, like saying the desert, but whatever. The owner was a superhero named Professor Nebulon. Its purpose was apparently some kind of archaeological dig. I don't think we locked down... Oh, yeah. It's rumored that there's some kind of ghost inhabitants of the area.
Naturally.
Which is probably linked to the fact that over the centuries, people have seen strange spectral buildings in the desert. Impossible buildings that were not quite there. So maybe the ghosts are the inhabitants of these spectral cities. Apparently the base has a lot of hyper-advanced biotech inside of it, and it is defended by a fuck ton of death traps.
Oh, good.
How much is a fuck ton?
It is at least the weight of 10 whales.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of traps.
Mm.
Yeah, very dense traps. They're made out of uranium.
Unless the base is very spread out, we're gonna just, we wouldn't be able to fit between them.
Yeah. Well, he does have a lot of desert to play with.
Yeah.
The Gobi Desert is quite large.
Yes.
It's funny how all the world's most famous deserts are basically named the desert. The Sahara means the desert, and the Gobi means the desert.
Well, what else are you going to name him?
It's the definitive desert, beyond which there could be nothing else. It is the wasteland at the end of the world. Or, whatever.
Something.
So this is Heat 2. It's been about a month since your last race. You guys, sold a bunch of ancient scrolls and shit. Because you're not wizards.
No, we're not.
Did anybody spend their skill points?
How do we do that?
You just add new trappings and stuff.
Then
I mean, you can spend them between this run and the next. I don't mind.
Then I probably did. I didn't yet.
Yeah, because you guys got about the equivalent of 5 to spend. But you can just sit on them for a while. You can use that to buy new skills, or to add trappings to existing strange skills. And I think you can do, maybe one other thing with them.
Can we upgrade
you can advance
other
goals.
skills?
Yeah, you can upgrade your other skills. So you can add
I don't have any
trappings.
gold, so...
Oh, yeah. I thought you had the goal of building up an army to free your people.
Yeah, but I didn't have any... I have a conviction, but I didn't have any, goals that I'm trying to work towards.
Ah, okay.
Unless I missed that in the character creation.
That's a thing that you can set up in the system.
Yeah, indeed. So it's sort of built kind of like a skill. You outline the things that you need to accomplish your goal. So, there's tiers and how many, the costs and things like that. So there's personal, city, national, global, or cosmic. Yours is probably global or cosmic because you are trying to free an entire race.
Yeah.
I could go with global if you don't plan to destroy the race that's enslaved them. If you're just going to free your people and then fuck off, I'd say global. It might be cosmic, though, if you're going to wipe out this enslaver race. So,
that's yet to be seen.
All right. Well, so that's something we can talk about later. So, after the last game, what did you guys do with your downtime between races? How have you been blowing off steam or relaxing? Have you been leveraging your moderate fame at all? Have you guys perhaps lined up a new sponsorship? At the moment, you're only sponsored by Raiderade.
Well, a new sponsor would probably be good. I mean, we did just kick ass in that last race.
You could be sponsored by Failing European Airline.
My thought was
name yet.
My thought was some kind of a sporting gear, like an Under Armour.
Yeah, so I've got clothing on there. You could make that an Under Armour equivalent.
Well, only one of us wears clothing. Would they really want to sponsor us? Although I guess we could put clothes on the samurai bots.
On Yuri, but you are right in that it is not a very fitting
right
sponsor. Even though I know Ryan really wanted more armor for Yuri, for Yuri and Emriel rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You need that sweet plastic plating. Or that non-Newtonian gel plates that they have. Those are pretty cool.
I do also like Failing European Airline.
Alright, so we need a name for Failing European Airline. Ukrainian Air!
Guten Erben.
Guten Erben it is. Guten Erben.
And we need to travel from place to place in the former Soviet bloc.
Is Erben spelt Ben or Iron?
I'll leave that up to you. Dealer's choice.
Right, well then Erben with an E.
I guess it would be spelled like Guten Abend, except air instead of ah.
I've never spelt that either, so you can check the campaign notes.
It would be AIR
Yep.
dash BEND.
BEND.
Yep.
Sweet. Utan Airbend.
Well, you don't really pronounce the D.
Yeah, I know. I'm pronouncing it the way the American listeners might.
Oh, hey.
Do they have a motto?
Um,
The number one choice for the number one choice for international criminal.
always good.
Always good.
I was thinking there are no walls anymore.
There are no walls.
I don't know. Was there an Iron Curtain and an East-West divide and a Berlin Wall in the world of base raiders?
I think there were. There's not that much difference to the history of the world, really.
Except superheroes.
Except
Yeah.
superheroes.
It's like, yeah. Maybe
I'm gonna
the
be
line
right
is a
back
bit different.
Because I need to dump out my beer because I think my growler went bad, and if I don't do it now, I'm just going to keep drinking it and then regret it.
I don't know what
So-
that is, but that sounds disgusting. My
It's not
growler
disgusting.
went bad.
It's basically a big jug of beer that I didn't drink quickly enough.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm sick. I will be right back.
Craft beers
There are no walls
anymore.
Sweet. So, you guys probably have done an advertisement for them. They're trying to, just like Gresha International, they're trying to rebuild their image. I don't know why I keep putting a question mark on the end of that. There are no walls anymore? Yeah, Gutenberg's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's just pour a bunch of money into a fringe sporting event. That sounds like a good plan. Nothing can go wrong. Does Amriel have a goal, or are you just building up that cash?
I think maybe Amriel's goal is
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
sort of in a very roundabout way to help her Dark Masters restart the war with Heaven. But she doesn't really want to go back to the pit or deal with her, former
You're hoping to
commanders.
get a permanent appointment as an Earth liaison?
Yes.
You're going to train the Earth-born forces of darkness, in a sort of a Vietnam advisor kind of situation.
Exactly.
Cool. That sounds like a pretty personal goal to me.
Yeah.
Yes. Should we set up goals then?
No, we'll do that later, because
Okay.
let's just focus on the
It'll
story
probably
for
take
now.
a while.
Indeed,
Yeah.
there's a few steps to it. It is like designing a fucking...
I didn't even see that in the
Strange
character stuff.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
on
they're
page. It's on page 151.
Yeah, they're kind of optional, because, you don't have to have a goal, necessarily.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so you guys got this new sponsor. Did you guys do some kind of advertisement for them?
Of course we did. We did an ad where we that's how we flew out of Egypt. We our ad was like us dusty, or as dusty as Greg can be anyway. Like plopping into seats on the airplane, and then a beautiful stewardess coming over and giving everyone a drink of Raiderade, cross promotion.
It was Raiderade Slav.
Oh yes,
It's got some Chechen beer added to it.
that's a Raiderade I can get behind.
Raiderade
And,
Slav. I feel like I probably shouldn't call it Raiderade Slav. That's kind of a derogatory term.
There was definitely a bit in there about how Amriel had space for her wings.
Yep.
Oh, these chairs are so spacious. Even my wings are comfy. Like,
And
let's
the
take that again to the
fans
top.
not blow this one all over the cabin like on other airlines.
He says, probably never having been on a plane before.
Nope. I'm pretty sure if Greg just
And
flew
Yuri's
from
like, oh,
Queen-
and they have ample charging ports for me.
Guten Airben is the greatest airline.
There's no walls anymore.
Whoa.
Guess I'll say that in unison. No one really knows why. I didn't know that Macedonians were considered Slavic. There you go. Slovak edition, maybe? That could be cool.
Would they specifically like call it Slovak edition, or would it just be Raiderade that the company sold in Eastern European countries?
Well, it would just be called, in that country, it would just be called Raiderade. Just like Red Bull in China is just called Red Bull. It doesn't have like a special name, even though it's completely fucking different.
Wow.
But I'm just calling them certain edition because like they would sell them outside and they'd have that sticker added to the can.
Gotcha.
In the American edition, the Slovak flavor is just called Sarajevo Sunset.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be the other way around if you're playing off a certain drink from a certain game franchise?
Hmm.
Are you?
Or am I? I don't know.
I thought
If
you
I
were
was-
making a Sunset Sarsaparilla reference.
No.
That's what I was first thinking.
Yeah.
What is that a reference to?
Fallout.
Yeah,
New Vegas specifically, but they do talk about it in 4.
Yeah, I've not really played the Fallout series as much as I should.
Yeah, you're not missing out on that much. You only really need to play New Vegas, to be fair. Slovak edition. What flavor is it? It's beer, right?
Is it just caffeinated beer?
It's caffeinated beer.
I feel like that's even more insulting than calling it the Slovak edition.
Yeah, probably. It was created. It was created by, some marketing people. They thought it would really take off. Didn't do too well. Very popular in the Australian market.
Yeah, American frat brothers buy it by the case to get fucked up at parties.
Oh, man.
It's like Four Loko all over again.
It's like, yeah, except less alcoholic.
I don't know about yeah, probably.
It's a beer. It isn't Four Loko like a spirit mixed with energy drink?
No, it was a malt beverage. It was like a Mike's Hard Lemonade with caffeine.
Oh wow, that's even worse because we had a bunch of similar drinks in Australia, like UDLs, cruisers, vodka cruisers, lemon ruskies, which is still a thing. What was the other one? I think there was one called UDL. I think I might have already said that, but that UDL, all of those were vodka and energy drink.
Oh no, we just mix vodka and Red Bull over here.
Yeah, I mean we do that too. We do it on our own now, but they banned them. They're like, people are getting a bit crazy. This is not a good mix. All right.
I think I still have a Four Loko in my fridge that my cousin gave me years ago, and I never drank.
I'm sure it's only gotten better with age. Did you guys Did you guys take any leisure time while you were?
How much time is in between the races?
About a month.
A month.
They need time to hype up, and also they want to give time for people to get to the location.
I don't really know what Greg would do in his off time.
Browse the internet so that he can build his catalog of items. Go to shopping centers and just scan items through himself.
I think he just goes to a mall and spends a week cataloging things.
You get people taking photos of you. People want to pose with you. It's probably 2 or 3 people a day because,
Yeah, it's illegal.
Well, depends on where you guys go. You could just road trip across Europe to China.
So when do we find out that the next one's going to be in the Gobi Desert?
You probably already know. You would have been told at the. You guys kind of already know the locations of all of them, except for the one that hasn't been given a location yet.
Okay.
Gotcha. So we would know that number 2 is in the Gobi Desert.
Yeah, you would know. You would know that number 2 is the Gobi Desert. Number 3 is whatever the players decide it's going to be. And number 4 is whatever the players decide it's going to be. And number 5 is the moon. Number 6 is the wild card that we're shifting around.
Right.
You already know that. We just haven't set that out because,
But in character, we know what it is.
Yeah, in character, you know what all the ones are going to be. The only reason you don't know whether the next one's going to... The next one was going to be either the Gobi Desert or the wild card one. And if it's the wild card one, you don't have to worry about getting yourself there. They will handle that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we're taking a long road trip in Yuri to China.
Sweet.
Sounds good to me.
Are you going to go... If you come down through Mongolia, that's probably better. So, if you go across Russia down into Mongolia, rather than...
But first we have to get from Egypt to Europe.
Well, your base rate is not going to be too hard. You just drive through a bunch of fucking roadblocks.
No, I don't even know if are there roads. I guess there have to be roads.
You probably wouldn't actually go into Europe too much because you'd be coming around the Mediterranean. Actually, there's car ferries I think that go from Egypt to Italy.
Oh yeah, okay. You can probably get across the Bosphorus and Dardanelles too.
You can either go towards Turkey and through a bunch of war zones, or you go to...
Oh yeah, Egypt. I forgot Egypt's connected to the Saudi Arabian Peninsula. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could just go up that way.
Yeah, you pretty much go through Israel, which I'm sure that's a fun time
so
with
we
a demon
could just
in the car.
drive through Israel, Jordan, Iraq, and Iran, and Afghanistan. It'll be
nice. Fun. And then you get to the Turkish border. They'll let you through, I'm sure.
And then the part in Google Maps that isn't even defined.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Is just dotted lines because India and Pakistan both claim it, so Google has denoted it belongs to both of them.
Nice. I probably wouldn't go that way. I'd try and get to Russia as quick as possible and then go across Russia and come down through Mongolia. Right. But this is off the point. You go on a epic road trip, you do a bunch of Raiderade advertisements in each of the countries where they have Raiderade.
I feel like Amriel probably clubbed and partied her way across. Every major city, there was a drunk demon sighting.
I'm just
one night. Greg went with you one night, but he left when someone tried to snort him.
Someone tried to inhale the cloud. Oh man, you gotta get a hit of this cloud monster, man.
Quit huffing, my friend.
And then a bar brawl ensues. I'm just picturing the fucking clubbing scene from Eurotrip with the EDM remix of Scotty doesn't know.
I don't know if it's Amriel. I'm kind of picturing the club scene from the beginning of Blade.
Yeah, probably. You go to a vampire bar. There's a bunch of teenagers who got injected with vampire drugs after Ragnarok. She's like, yeah, we're creatures of the night. You're like, fuck you, man. I was there at the birth of vampires. You don't know what you're doing.
How am I going to get all this blood out of my clothes?
Oh, my favorite. I have acquaintances that are big in New York City's Mind's Eye theater scene. And occasionally, Blade will be on TV or something, and one of them will be like, oh man, the opening scene to Blade, so many masquerade violations.
Yeah.
I mean, Blade does the ultimate one in Trinity when he fucking kills a human. It's like, why aren't you Ash? Because I'm not a vampire, dickhead. Oh shit. It was wearing fake teeth. How did I not pick this up? Anyway. Cool. Alright, so, the scene at the race is a bit different. This heat. Because there's no town. near where you guys are going. Raiderade's trucked in several convoys of water trucks, and they've built a fucking tent city. It's basically it's kind of a Burning Man except for extreme sports fans situation. So instead of the what is the word? The fan city being like away from you guys, it's right next to you. You guys are in like a fenced off section so that not anyone can go in, but you have like all the fans nearby, so you can go talk to them. There's probably other like people from the underground and stuff there. There might be other aliens that have come to check it out, stuff like that. They would be in the minority, but yeah.
Okay.
There's probably other racing people, because this is the new hot thing, so people are here to be like, how can we incorporate some of this shit into our own hype train?
Do you have, like, Google Map coordinates of where we are?
No, because it's the fucking Gobi Desert. You can pick whichever section you want. I'm not going to be...
There are towns in Gobi.
I know, but because we're not going to be using the roads or anything, and there's not going to be a lot of landmarks, because I'm pretty sure it's a bit like the Sahara. Yeah, there's not going to be like heaps of canyons and shit, for example. It's going to be either flat, rocky plains or sand dunes, is my understanding.
Like the surface of Mars.
Yeah, like the surface of Mars.
But hot.
But I'm fucking hot AF.
Indeed.
Here we go, Gobi Desert. No, I don't want Naruto pictures. Oh, that's a pretty cool looking oasis. It's got like some Chinese pagoda things. Ooh, Google Maps does not like this. Oh, I thought it wasn't loading properly, but it's just because they haven't like colored it desert because I'm not on Earth. There we go.
All right, so...
Oh boy, that's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Amriel is probably mingling with the fans, like taking pictures with people, pretending to snap people's necks, and doing all kinds of horrific demon poses. And
I assume that Inner Mongolia is the part that's in China. Yes.
I think so?
Yeah, because it's next to Hebei. Hebei?
Yeah, Inner Mongolia is in China.
Yeah. That's a big lot of desert. That'll be fun when if you guys decide to cross that border.
Wait, are we starting in Mongolia or China?
Let's say that you're starting in Mongolia, near... Where do I want you to be near?
Dalan Zadgad?
Yeah, that looks good. That's just north of the Gobi Desert marker. I say just north. It's probably
Oh,
several.
wait, no, that's like a city.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a Mongolian city, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like a large town.
No, it's... Well, yeah.
No, I'm looking at it. That's a large town.
Yeah, it's a large town.
The scale is confusing. It's got an airport, which is kind of funny, but so does Ningen, which has a population of like 2,000. So there's like some mountainy looking things south of there. Let's say you're near the base of those mountains.
Our listeners must be loving this epic description of
how about
desert
you're
life.
at the town of Kurumen? Khurmen. That looks like it's probably just a petrol station with a bunch of refueling tanks there. That's what it fucking looks like on the map.
all right.
Khurmen.
Yeah, that just looks like
That's Mongolia.
Yeah, that is in Mongolia. It's a few 100 kilometers north of the Gobi Desert marker. Where's the measured distances thingy? How do I
don't
do
know
that?
if it's in every version.
What's here? Measure distance. You got to right click on a location and then right click on another location.
Can you guys send me a map link, because I can't? It's not finding Kurumen.
It's 92 kilometers north of the Gobi Desert marker.
I got you, Ryan.
Yeah. So, there's that going on. There's a few... There's a few, I don't know if you have these in America, but they're like bar trucks that like drink companies will have. So it folds up into a semi-trailer and then unfolds into like a bar.
Are you asking if we have a way to consume goods in America?
I'm asking you if you have that specific type of thing. You might not have that.
That's all we do. Yes, I'm pretty sure we have that.
All right, yeah. Like a side folds down into a flat surface. They put out a bunch of table and chairs, and you have a bar there. So it's like that. There's like an Absolute vodka truck is there. There's probably Smirnoff is there. They're competing.
Of course.
They're all the trucks have like Asian branding on them, and then they've like put stickers over them to make them to have English signs as well, because they've probably just gone, fuck, how are we going to get to the middle of the desert in a week? We got some stuff in Beijing. All right, drive across China. Oh, they probably have shit in Nanjing. Whatever.
And there you go.
All right, we're just going to fucking drive to Mongolia and hope we don't get stopped at the border. Everybody make sure you've got $1 million in cash for bribes.
I can take care of that.
This convoy can't be late. All right. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do to ask people for hints on this one. You can talk to the other teams, but like you can't really Google anything. There's not a lot on this area. Like, the sightings are more folklore. The stuff you found out already is like the maximum amount you've been able to Google and like and do research. Like, there were a few. There's a story of like a bunch of adventurers or whatever, like, going out into some nomads going out into the desert, and then they found a death trap. And there's an interview from like 1999 where this professor from another universe was like, oh yes, it's an interesting thing that the multiverse is littered with ruins and wrecks from other realities that have seeped through, and if you know where to look, yada yada yada. And like, that's how you've pieced this together.
Could I do like a satellite survey scan like we did for the last one to see if I can figure out an area that might be where a base is?
You can go for it, but I'm going to say that this is going to be pretty difficult.
Okay.
It's hard to read.
That's fair. It's like I'm looking at flat featureless desert.
Hang on, what about this? Is it this one? Oh no, wait, that's just an empty bit of desert.
So I got a +3, and right. I will use my smartest cloud of the room aspect to bump that up to a +5.
Good, because the difficulty was 3, so you were kind of tied. So, I would say there's a nice big flat piece of desert down towards, what is the name of this province? I think this is actually a part of Inner Mongolia. So if you've got the Google Maps icon up and you've got the little marker that says Gobi Desert, there's sort of a Texas-shaped patch of sand if you zoomed out enough to see a bunch of the Chinese provinces. Yeah, there's a Texas-ish shaped patch of sand. I'd focus there.
That one with the dots at the bottom of it? Which are actually tiny little lakes?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's still going to be a pretty fucking massive area. It's like...
I feel like I'm looking at another planet. This is crazy.
I
Yes,
mean,
I will.
I've been on the Mars Google Map. It's annoying because it's all in like it's all
Martian.
in no. When you look at it at this range, it's in bunch of it is in like thermographic. Like it's
Ah,
got the blue, red, orange and stuff. It's not actually photos. On certain areas, sometimes it's different. Depending on this. If you're looking at a section which they have fucking photographed heaps, you get some nicer looking terrain.
okay. I will convey that to my team. This one has done a scan and believes that focusing on the area south of us might be a good place to start based on blah, 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 blah.
It's a lot of hunch, really. You just think that that's going to be an easy area to survey, plus there's been some weird shit. Some of those weird city sightings, slightly more have happened there than elsewhere.
Mm.
But, you know, there's some rough terrain between you and there, so that'll be fun.
Oh, yes. Looks like a small mountain range, maybe?
Yeah, it's unclear. I think it might be a mound of sand. Like a giant mound of sand.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we have a living car for.
You hope. We'll see how Finn's internet is.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I might be able to fly us over that.
I don't think you're allowed.
You're not allowed, remember? You're not allowed to act as transport for the other characters.
That's right. Damn.
That's why the triplets haven't made a fucking jet plane.
Okay. So Texas patch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is there any other pre-stuff that you want to do, Amriel?
I'm more of a physical character, so I mean,
Yeah.
there's not really unless I could like sneak down there and scope the place out if you like.
That's
That
a
would
lot of
probably-
scoping.
That would
That's a
probably
lot.
be,
Yeah.
that would probably be violating some rules, though, right? I
Yeah,
think?
that's kind of starting early. You could talk to one of the other teams.
This patch is only 145 miles north to south.
Yeah, but you don't have a specific location within that.
No, I was joking. I'm like only 145 miles north to south.
No, that's like double that almost in kilometers, isn't it?
Yeah. And 200 across. Which is we'll call it 320 kilometers.
How many square kilometers or miles is that? How many
I can actually
hectares?
figure that out. A lot. It's a lot.
That's just the area you've got to search. That's not counting the distance you need to travel to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some late nights on this one.
Our rivals that it was TKS, right? They were the
Yeah,
ones
you
who
did
were...
kind of piss off TKS. They're not too impressed with you at the moment. They're not, they're not actively shit talking you, but they are just like, yeah, we were surprised that they attacked us straight off the starting line last month. But I mean, that's adventure base rating for you. You're going to try and get the advantage wherever you can, especially when you're racing with the kind of equipment that they have. They're just new. They've got to try and get the edge wherever they can.
It's 275 miles away.
It's a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hike, yeah.
Well, we shouldn't try to talk to them. We were getting kind of chummy with the true survivors at the beginning of last time.
They were into you.
Yeah.
All right. So Amriel says that to Greg. You and the robot were getting kind of chummy with the true survivors. Maybe they would share
I'm gonna
some.
say that at the moment Yuri is very busy making sure you guys don't get bogged in sand. You actually see he's got a knife out and he's custom shaping the tire treads, which is a thing that people do.
Yuri was enjoying electrocuting himself with them, but I could float over and talk to them.
Go for it.
So I will do that.
All right. So you drift on over. You see, where are their list of names? You see Alex Remington, who's the war veteran female true survivor.
Sorry, Nikas. Someone just came in and started talking to me. Can you repeat what you just said?
He's going to go talk to the true survivors.
Okay, cool.
So Alex Remington is there, and who else? Billy Blacktop.
Oh, nice.
Who is basically Knight Rider.
So I float over. Greetings and salutations, true survivors.
Oh, hey there, Greg, says Billy.
I hope this heat is not making things more difficult for you.
Alex turns to you and says, it's not so much the heat that'll get you, it's the humidity. And the humidity here ain't nearly as bad as the Congo.
Oh, no.
God, that was a shitstorm. We didn't know that they had their own cyber commandos. Wish I'd known Julio back then. He would have been real handy.
Oh, indeed.
I'm gonna write Amriel into the scene because I want to do something. So Amriel kind of shrugs and she goes, "Well, even the Congo's got nothing on the pits of hell."
Huh.
Alex sort of is like, well, yep, good point, I guess. Isn't it really a cold heat, though?
Yeah, well, apparently the Gobi is a cold desert, not a hot desert.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
with frost and occasionally snow occurring on its dunes.
Yeah.
Amriel responds, "Depends on where you are and how grave your sins are."
Huh. Fair enough.
Wow. These winds cause the Gobi to reach extremes of temperatures ranging from negative 40 degrees Celsius in winter to 50 degrees Celsius in summer.
Well, it is summer, so...
It's the hot desert time of year.
50 degrees for us, Ryan, is 122 Fahrenheit.
Mm.
It sounds a lot larger when you say it in made-up numbers.
Yeah.
Because we made them up to sound cooler. It's more extreme.
I know.
So
30
extreme.
Celsius. 30 Celsius is like warm and balmy, so I can only imagine what 50 is like.
Well, yeah, 36 is the ideal human body temperature, for example, Celsius. 100 is the boiling point of water.
Yes.
0 is its freezing point, because that's the scale.
So in southern Mongolia, the temperature has been recorded as low as negative 32.8 Celsius.
Ooh, boy. That's not too far off Antarctic temperatures.
Nope.
Damn.
What time of year is it when we're there?
Summer.
It's summer.
Oh, okay. So it is hot. All right.
The base rating takes place during the middle of the year.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, unfortunately you won't be able to torment Yuri any longer with your with your electronic devices. He's got his hands full with the vehicle right now.
Yeah. Billy says, he's like, I was just about to start working on our rig too. We're rethinking the Dirk by dirt bikes. I mean, they're useful and all, but it's gonna be real hot out. So we're also tuning the air conditioner, making sure he's got
Yes.
plenty of Freon.
Those sound like smart plans. And don't forget to bring a blanket in case it gets chilly at night.
We're really worried about the water situation, personally. And then, Alex looks over at your car, is like, you guys got a lot of room for water in your rig? Cause
I'm sure we should be able to suffice.
I mean, I guess.
The temperature in the desert though, can drop to, in the summer months, even the temperature here can drop to 15 degrees at night.
Yeah.
I made that number up, but I know it gets cold at night.
It does get cold at night in most deserts and places on the planet.
Well, I'm really the only one who needs to drink, per se, but...
Well, yeah, I guess Greg can just transmute you guys some water.
It's true. Would you like some?
No, I'm pretty good, Greg. Says Billy, and he goes back over to the car.
He's almost gotten rid of the disgusting aftertaste.
It is a work in progress. Sometimes I accidentally misplace a molecule or two.
Oh, God. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Accidentally make hydrazine.
Just a few drops.
I think a few drops is more than enough.
That was a bad night for Amriel.
Oh, God. So,
while we're over there, like making small talk, can I surreptitiously check out their rigging? Like, are they? I mean, I know it's all desert around here, but are they preparing for a specific type of terrain? Like, are they thinking that they're going rocky or?
Everyone seems to be focusing on the sand because if they prep for the sand, they should be okay for the rock as well.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So nothing that would give me a lead on what direction they're planning on heading in or hoping to head in.
Yeah, indeed. You see that the true survivors do have... they're stripping off a lot of their gear off the car. They seem to be going streamlined. They're going for fuel and water is the main thing that they want to carry. Yeah. Because if they run out of those, they're fucked.
I hate to keep harping on the weather, but I just looked up Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia is currently 68 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight it will drop to a low of 39.
A low of 39. Fahrenheit or Celsius?
I believe this is Celsius.
Jesus.
That reminds me, I have the Mongolian...
Or is it... I can't tell. It won't,
I have
maybe it is Fahrenheit.
Mongolian TV streaming service on my computer. I can see what's on TV right now.
Oh, no, those are Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, those are Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
I mean,
Okay, so not quite as extreme. Yeah.
Still,
I mean,
39.
This is also later... We are later in the year than your base raiders are there.
Yeah.
True. But 39 is only a few degrees above freezing. So it's going to get cold tonight. Okay.
Okay. How about, like, do they have anything out that might give me a hint as to where they're looking, like maps or maybe like a computer display that's left unguarded for a moment I could sneak a peek at?
If you can get Alex away from the computer that she's on, you might be able to get a look, so...
Not me. One of the NPCs is named Alex.
Yes.
Indeed. Alexandra Remington. But you'd need to get her away from it somehow.
Yeah, let's see. Alex Remington. Oh, she's a war vet.
Yeah, or you could try and ask her, like, you guys have been chummy. You might be able to just be like, hey. You could also try and propose a team up that's not against the rules. It'll just be you guys will have to race. You guys won't. It'll be instead of racing to the base, it'll be racing through the base.
I don't know. I feel like might be. I mean, I know we're the little guys, and it might help, but I feel like we might also just be hurting ourselves if we team up at this point.
Oh yeah, indeed. I was just making you aware that it's not against the rules.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Amriel is a dirty, underhanded fallen angel, so she's all about double crossing people and that kind of chicanery. So you said that Billy Blacktop kind of wandered away.
Yeah, he went back over to the car. He's working on something.
I walk over to where Greg is floating, and I say in a quiet voice, "I'm going to see if I can get the woman away from the computer. You take a look at it while I have her distracted."
Okay, very well.
And the notes say that she's a war vet, right?
Yeah. She's like a Rambo character.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna try to bond with her about that. Go over and.
Hey, Alex, you ever been in the shit?
Right.
Oh yeah, man, I've been in the shit. Let me tell you about the shit.
Oh yeah, I fought in the first war.
Right. What's war like these days? It's probably changed quite a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of lead flying around.
Oh, that's cute. Back in my day, it was a literal holy fire. But, lead is pretty scary, I guess.
Well, I mean, back on Earth 1, where we're from, as opposed to this Earth, which is clearly a cheap forgery.
Right. Maybe I'll
we were just starting to, plasma weaponry was just coming to the floor, and Jesus, I mean, that can't be too far off Hellfire, I imagine. Fucking molten balls of sun juice flying around, taking out bits of people's torsos, just burning a hole clean through.
Yeah, that happened to me once, and I pull up my shirt and show the area where the Archangel almost gutted me.
Holy shit, man. That's nothing. She lifts up pulls her pants down slightly and shows you a massive fucking scar on her thigh. So a fucking tank blew up right next to me and a piece of it fucking went straight through my leg. And I still had to fucking march out of there because, it was no fly zone. Had to fucking hike all the way across the Mississippi.
All right, that's pretty respectable for a human wound. And Amriel, rolls up her sleeve to show, how her arm was almost, blown off and is now, barely hanging on by scar tissue.
Holy shit, man. All right. How about this? And then she, lifts up the back of her shirt. You see on the small of her back, a bunch of little, a cluster of little scars. It looks like maybe she was shot with a shotgun or something. She doesn't say anything. She's like, what do you think caused that?
Maybe shotgun rounds?
Wrong. It was a fucking flechette cannon. Yeah, some fucking cyber commando, zombie Indian ninja fucking climbed its way up out of the ground, and its fucking arm shot out a bunch of fucking needles. I've still got some of those lodged in my abdomen there. Rattling around. It's actually quite painful sometimes,
Amriel
'cause-
nods, impressed, as that must have turned her into hamburger for a while.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been great. Probably didn't get it fixed till they got here.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna roll, deceit to keep her distracted while.
Go for it.
Let's see how we do here. The exciting listening as Ryan brings up his dice stream.
Yes, indeed.
When will it load?
Fantastic. Will it load at all? Will it load?
All right. So that's at +3.
Nice. I mean, that seems fine to me.
Okay. Yeah. As if you think if that'll work, then
Yeah, that works. I just thought I'd let that pause play out in case you decided to spend a fate point anyway.
Nah, I'm good for now.
It seemed like you were thinking about it. Oh, is that going to be enough?
Yeah. Well, she's canny. I don't want to tip my hand here.
Yeah. So, Greg.
Yes.
You see that those two are discussing various kinds of damage they have received to their meat bags.
Physical creatures always seem so intrigued by how much punishment that their bodies can suffer.
And walls.
I still don't get the walls thing, but I'm trying. So I'm going to try to surreptitiously check out their computer.
Yeah, you can just sort of look at it. You don't need to... I mean, you'll only be able to see what's on the screen because you are Greg.
Yeah, I am Greg.
And you don't have fucking physical interaction unless you dissolve the computer.
However, the hard drive would code everything in bits.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do you want to try?
My sentient cloud ability has stealth.
Do you have any computer skills? Is there any computer skills? I can't remember.
There are, and I do. Well, I have computers, yes.
Repeat what you have, sorry?
I have technology and computers.
Alright, go for... We'll call it technology, because you're trying to fucking read a hard drive with your mind.
That's fair. Now, Alex has to open his dice stream.
Oh my god.
That is 0. But...
Do you want to spend a fate point?
I think I do. Is this the same scene as before? When I was researching?
I guess?
Well,
sure.
Because... Okay. In that case...
Oh, because you couldn't invoke the same aspect. Yeah, I'd say it is, because it's all part of the finding out what you're going up against.
Can I invoke my conviction? This one must save its cloud, because I need this information so that we can get to the base first, so that I can get the stuff to save my people.
Sure, especially with all the so-called advanced technology, there might be something there. So
yeah, would a +2 be enough?
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I got a +2.
Fantastic, not fantastic, fangtastic, because reasons. What do you find? You guys find, what would they have? What would the true survivors have that they're doing this time? Alright, you find some kind of survey data. You've not seen this kind of survey before. It's got something to do with energy readings or something. You think it's probably based on something from their alternate Earth that they're from.
Okay.
And you see that there's 3 configurations to to it.
Okay.
And it's overlaid on the map that of the of the Gobi Desert, which is fucking
Right.
massive. And you see you see that it's colored. The 3 samples or whatever are colored to white, blue, and red. And there's a few and then the background is just green. And you see that there's a few spots where they flare. They're very small sections all over the desert. And then there's a few parts where like 1 or 2 where 2 of them overlap. And then there's a large section where all 3 overlap. And that is in the Texas-shaped patch of sand.
Okay. So that's probably where they're going to be looking to.
Yeah, it narrows it slightly, but like not enough.
Right. Still somewhere in that big giant area.
Yeah, you can it basically cuts your search area in half when you get there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So Greg disentangles himself from the computer and just floats back to their tent.
Cool.
I'm
Amriel?
thinking. Oh, sorry. Amriel could continue.
Yeah, Amriel is going to, once she notices that Greg has flown off, is going to, say that it was really great to meet you, Alex, and maybe we could grab a beer sometime and tell war stories.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And she looks at you kind of funny.
Ooh.
Empathy?
Go for it.
I broke even with the roll, so +1.
You think that that human might like the way you're scarred.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm down with that. So Amriel kind of not being one of those alluring, seductive demons, just gives kind of an awkward grin and then shuffles away.
As you have asked the human on a date.
Do you have a succubus friend you can call?
That'll be a great use of your downtime between heats.
Demonic flirting tips for a hideously scarred warrior demon from a succubus.
Maybe you and Alex travel to the next heat together.
Whoa!
Who knows?
Whoa! We're a team.
That will make some great drama for the cameras.
Oh yeah, that'll be all over the gossip. They were like, "Ooh, is Alex Remington of the True Survivor race team considering a trade?
Has she turned to the dark side?
To the ethereals?"
And then you can make out inside Yuri.
Oh God, it'll be like the fucking scene from the first Transformers movie.
Oh yeah.
Baby, come back.
So I think Greg is going to go back to the tents, and he is going to spend some time because we have like a day or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Greg is going to spend some time and create himself a little flying pet, sort of like the drone cameras that are following us around. Those are like spheres. So this would be like an actual quadcopter drone, but would try to have some kind of energy scanner on it. Like, I want to try to, using my knowledge of bases, basically, I want to try to make a drone that can fly like 100 feet above us and scan as we're driving through the deserts for any energy signature that shouldn't be in the middle of a vast wasteland. So, like, if the base is underground, it would be able to pick up, like, hey, there's a lot of electricity over there.
I was going to say, you don't need to make it an energy scanner, you just need to make it something that can detect EM, because, like, if there's a base that's running with any kind of, like, lights, it'll have a shit ton of EM being
Right, yes. So basically a drone with an EM sensor.
Yeah, so you don't even need, like, some fancy high-tech shit. You can get that from, well, not Radio Shack, because there's no such thing. You can order those parts from Alibaba.
Will they like deliver them to us so that we can assemble it?
No, you'll make it yourself from your fucking magic powers, but I was just,
Just go eat some desert.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go eat some desert.
You sink down into some sand, and then the drone rises out like that scene in Watchmen. Instead of this massive glass floating palace thing,
it's just a drone.
It's just a fucking quadcopter.
So my roll evened out, so that puts me at +3 at Ascendant tier.
Yeah, that sounds good enough. So
basically, autonomous. So it will hover. I guess so. I can give it like basic commands like hover.
You've got workshop,
follow.
right?
Yeah, I am my workshop.
Yeah, doesn't that have a thing where you can, like, it talks about making stuff with that in the
I can make. Yeah, let me open up the. I think I closed
trapping
the book.
Descriptions.
Yeah.
Craft. We want. Craft. Yeah, we probably want craft. This trapping skill can be used to create permanent physical works consistent with the skill's theme. This includes building mechanical or electronic devices, blah, 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 blah. Proper tools and material. Default time.
So at Ascendant tier, if I want to, I could spend a fate point once per session to give the character a theme-appropriate work, a piece of equipment with 3 improvements, or add 2 improvements to an existing piece of equipment that lasts for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
But if I'm actually building it, do I have to spend the fate point?
It's
up to you, boss.
Yeah, because a piece of equipment with 3 improvements.
Okay. So then I have to pick like 3 tags for it, right?
You know what? It's not gonna be too fucking spectacular, so I'm just gonna say you just
unless
have
it is spectacular. Because with Workplace at Extraordinary tier, it can be used to make, fix, or improve works equal to or less than the skill's power tier and relevant to its theme. For an example, an Extraordinary tier laboratory can be used to make or repair mundane or extraordinary tier scientific devices.
Well, I was just going to say, if you just want it to be a quadcopter with an EM sensor and, like, it's not going to be, like, super outstanding, then we'll just say you have it. If you want it to be, like, something you guys are going to have for a while, then I'd say start putting the tags on it.
I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
I would say let's keep it disposable for now.
Yeah, so it's effectively just a normal quadcopter with an EM sensor on it.
Right.
Which means it only has 30 minutes of battery life. Just FYI, that's how long a Phantom runs.
Okay.
Psychic Reader Ron has sent me an email, apparently. I don't know who the fuck Psychic Reader Ron is. Sounds like spam.
Or a fan.
No, considering that it's sent to my personal email, sounds like spam.
Yeah, that does.
It just popped up on my fucking display. Alright, well, so we are kind of at a fork in the road here. Finn's still having internet trouble. So we can either stop here and we'll just do this base in 3 parts instead of 2. Or we can keep going and we'll do this base in 3 parts instead of 2. And you guys can talk to the other teams, or even just go out into the camp and, elbow with the fans. Because Finn's character is kind of the one that's best suited for... Like, his thing is getting you guys to the base.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that we can't really skip that. So I think we should either do more research, and then we'll probably stop maybe an hour earlier than normal, or half an hour early. We'll see how we go. And we'll just do this adventure in 3 parts instead of 2.
Okay. Can I test my copter, make sure it's my drone, make sure it's working and picking up EM stuff?
Yeah, sure. How are you going to test it?
So I'm gonna float. I don't know. I guess like a half mile out away from the camp where there's just nothing, and send it up and see what it picks up, and then have it, because I'm assuming there's a whole bunch of electronics and shit at the base camp.
You pick up some EM coming from towards the base camp, and then you spot an EM signal really close to the quadcopter. Do you turn your camera?
Yes.
Yeah, you see a helicopter with a camera taped onto it. It looks a bit beaten up. You see something dangling off of it. It's like a rope or something.
Do I... Oh, no, I wouldn't recognize it because I was building a wall.
Yeah,
Is
it rises up. It rises up above your quadcopter, so you can see the rope still, but you can't see the thing because your camera's mounted underneath. And the rope starts moving towards you, so you assume the helicopter's flying towards you.
Oh, I'm gonna lower my drone. I'm gonna have it land.
All right, you start to rapidly land. Do you have any piloting skill?
Do I have any piloting skill? I have technology.
Nope.
Science.
No.
Computers.
No.
Then no. Oh, empathy.
Yeah, that empathy will work.
Oh, in that case, no.
All right, so roll at
unless
roll
I
at
do
plus
not have
0.
I do not have the pilot trapping on my alien super scientist skill. So
roll
plus
at
0.
plus 0.
I got a +1.
All right, let's see how I go. I just knocked over an empty drink bottle. Where are my fudge dice? I got +1.
Oh.
So we are tied,
It
unless
just seems we are at an impasse.
unless you want to do something.
No, I only have 1 fate point left. I don't want to spend it.
Good choice.
You could also ask Ray for compels later on.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I know, but
So as you try to lower yourself, seeing as it's a tie, the cord, the rope, smacks into your quadcopter, and it wraps around it like the rope has some kind of smart rope. It's an E-rope. It wraps around your quadcopter, but you're already trying to land, and so you pull the helicopter down with it. The helicopter doesn't quite crash, but it bounces on the sand and then starts to fly back up, and is now trying to pull your quadcopter away.
can I activate the self-destruct on my quadcopter?
You didn't say you put that in, and you did say it was a regular quadcopter. You could just walk over. Just walk over to it and be like, "Hey, man, what are you doing with my quadcopter?"
Yeah, I'm going to deactivate the quad. Like, I'm just going to stop piloting it and let the helicopter drag it, but just follow it and see where it's going.
All right. It drags it out into the desert. And then drops it on the sand beyond your range. It drops it from a great height, and actually a couple of the rotors break, and one of the rotor guards snaps. It could be pretty easily repaired, especially by you, but it is annoying as fuck. And then the helicopter starts to head back to camp.
So since I can't physically pick it up, I'm going to remember where it is, and then I'm going to go back to camp. Amriel?
Yes, Greg?
Do you know why any of the other teams might be upset with us?
Well, we did have a bit of a kerfuffle with TKS Super Team when we were starting out.
Yes.
And then there was their drone.
That makes sense. Someone just attacked my drone.
Oh, they did?
Yes, with a helicopter. But would you be able to fetch it for me, since this one does not have limbs?
Of course. Just give me a heading. And
I tell her where the drone was crashed.
Nice.
Amriel takes wing and flies over to where the drone crashed.
Nice. You pick up the little quadcopter?
I will fly it back and deposit it in the sand at Greg's hovering base. And I will say, if anyone breaks your toys ever again, you just come get me, okay, Greg? And I will take care of it.
Oh, no, this is not a toy. It's a tool for searching out electromagnetic fields that might be given off by a base while we're patrolling through the desert.
Right. I'll pretend I understand that.
It finds electricity underground.
Also finds electricity above ground.
Well, yes, but specifically, it finds electricity.
And it occurs to me, Greg would probably be a pretty strong source of EM.
I programmed it to not find me.
Yeah, you just ignore that.
Yep.
Result.
So one thing I did just realize, we still don't have, like, radios or anything, right?
Nope.
To communicate with...
Do not have team comms.
Okay,
since
so...
Since we're out of the base, can we say that we have procured those?
Sure, that's pretty mundane stuff. I don't have any problem with that.
Is there any way that Greg could dismantle it, and since he is a nanoscopic cloud, like, communicate with them on an EM frequency?
Hang on a minute. Where is the trappings pyramid? Because I'm pretty sure there's a communication trapping. Here it is. Okay, let's see. Conversation? That's probably... Actually, that's probably for talking to people. Like, it's probably not... Well, I'll look at it in the list. It might be what I'm looking for. Conversation trapping covers friendly social interaction. Nope. I mean, if there's not one, there's not one. But I'm just wondering.
You might need to put the unique, extra, or unusual on something. Like, it would be conversation plus unusual, nanoscopic radio transmission.
Yeah, because like, basically, if you can tune your cloud to the radio signal, you'll be able to transmit your thoughts over the comms, was what I was thinking. You could add that trapping to yourself.
So how many points? So convince would be 1 point, and then how much for...
Well, if you're adding it to an existing thing, you need to be able to get there from a trapping you already have.
Well, if it's not connected, you start wherever you want.
Yeah.
And it's not... None of my... That whole thing is not connected to any of my trappings.
Right, because that would be dismantle, repair, craft, and workspace as your nano cloud, right?
And also one or two more, but they're not connected.
To that other.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they don't connect at all, he can just start at that one. So yeah, you can probably just get conversation. It's 1 point to add it.
Right.
And then you need the unusual or unique, whatever the hell they call it, extra.
Yeah, which would probably add a cost.
Extras, yeah. Where are we? Unusual +1 skill point. So 2 points.
And you've got 5, so that'll be enough for today.
All right,
So
I'm going.
You can now tune yourself to radio frequencies.
I'm going to add that to my sentient cloud skill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Conversation unusual. You can talk in weird ways. You can talk over EM.
Mm-hmm.
Talk in gamma
with that-
bursts. That won't be fucking dangerous.
Since I'm spending points on this, then could I also say that it gives me Wi-Fi?
Yeah, because it's conversation unusual. I'd allow that. Actually, that'd probably be research unusual. Information.
Well, fuck it. If I'm spending points, I might as well spend one more to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Because you've got a research thing already, don't you?
Yeah, so I just have to spend the one to add the
unusual to it. And now you can fucking surf the net anywhere on the globe, unless you're underground. Or, surrounded by several hundred meters of whatever, concrete, steel.
Yeah.
Don't go in any Faraday cages.
Yeah, try to avoid them at all costs.
I wonder if somebody put a Faraday cage inside of you, if it would disconnect a part of yourself from yourself.
I think it probably would.
That'll be interesting to remember.
I think
I don't
that
know when that would come up in the game, to be honest.
Scientifically, I guess it would depend on the wavelength that my nanoparticles use to communicate.
Yeah, but if it's a super science Faraday cage...
Oh, the super then, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no doubt.
It only needs to sound vaguely plausible for our purposes.
That's true. So, so we all get the radios, and Greg takes his and just eats it like he does everything else, and it just dissolves and floats into his cloud. Amrio, step outside the tent so we can test these, please.
Sure. Amriel goes a considerable distance away.
And then Greg tunes himself in. Testing. Can you hear this one?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Very good. I can now communicate on electromagnetic frequencies.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I can talk to machines. No, I can't. All right. Do I have to roll to fix my drone?
I will say you can just devote some time to it. Emriel, what are you going to do while Greg is messing about with his drone again?
I guess, like I said before, I will go and spend some time rubbing elbows with the fans.
Is there any kind of person you specific? What is this event? Do you maybe say on? Do you want to say on Twitter or something? Hey, I'm going to be at this bar. I'm going to be down at the Raiderade tent.
The Raiderade zone.
Doing a Q&A.
All right, sure. Amriel is going to go and grab some kind of alcoholic mixed energy drink from the Raiderade bar and...
one of the Raiderade execs walks up to you and says, "Hey, if you're going to be doing a Q&A and you want to be drinking, could you perhaps drink this new one of our new products? It's called Raiderade Adult. Sort of a competitor with the mixer drinks and stuff. So it's our energy drink mixed with basically ethanol."
If my taste buds burned out eons ago, I don't really care much what I drink as long as there's booze in it.
All right, cool. So here's a case of that. Do you need anything else? Do you want us to get some snacks for this Q&A? Whatever you need, big guy. You're a big draw. People
Sure.
love that whole demon aesthetic you got going. They're into it.
Right. Aesthetic. That's what you call it.
Well, most base raiders are people that acquired their shit as opposed to fucking demon lords.
Being a demon. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess Amriel will lure in her fans with promises of snacks.
Nice. Oh, this is a perfect time. We've got another sponsor that we need to add. We do need a junk food, like a snack food provider. There's also a fast food sponsor.
Ooh.
So either one of those could be added. So, the snack, that's something like, Cheetos or whatever. And the fast food would be like a McDonald's equivalent.
Did I unmute my mic? I think I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I'm thinking the fast food should sound incredibly disgusting. Like I'm thinking Beef Shack.
Beef Shack.
Beef Shack.
No, Meat Shack.
Meat Shack. They're just like they minimize every part of their food that isn't meat. So it's just like huge, like grease dripping hamburger patties.
Meat Shack is a traditional Canadian barbecue restaurant.
Oh,
because that's not a thing you normally think of when you think of barbecue. You don't think Canadian barbecue.
Well, smoke you up a whole side of pork, eh?
Maybe it's traditional Maine barbecue because Maine's normally seafood.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're looking for a boost.
No, not traditional Maine barbecue. Maine's #1 barbecue restaurant.
Their slogan is just "Fuck lobster."
Fuck lobster.
Come on down to the Meat Shack.
we serve fuck lobster all day.
The fuck lobster burger. So, you guys... so, the Whopper is still at Burger King in America, right? They still have the Whopper?
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was just the name they used for it in Australia. So, Hungry Jack's in Australia. They tried to copyright Whopper as a word, but you can't copyright... you can't copyright things that are... You can't copyright things like the best burger, for example. And Whopper is like a word that means a great thing.
Yeah.
So they couldn't copyright that. Instead, they copyrighted home of the Whopper. So perhaps Meat Shack has copyrighted home of the fuck lobster burger.
Good for them.
No one else can say they're the home of the fuck lobster burger.
I don't know why they would want to, but okay.
Because it's the most popular barbecue sandwich in Maine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's just a giant pile of like pulled brisket on a tiny, tiny bun.
Maniacs love their burger. Well, I don't know what the name is for people from that state. I assume it's Maniacs. What else would work?
I think they're Maine. I don't know.
Actually,
I think the demonym is Mainer, I want to say.
Oh yeah.
But they should definitely have a burger called the Maniac.
Oh yeah,
Maniac. It begrudgingly has lobster on it. It's got lobster fries.
begrudgingly.
It's like, what the fuck is that?
It's like someone took a clam bake and smashed it into a patty.
It's their one. It's their one seafood dish. It's their fish o fillet. It's not even lobster. It's just seafood extender and butter. All right. So, do we also want to create the one for the snack food, or will we leave that for now?
Snack food is blaster chip.
They don't have to be chips. Like it could be fucking pork rinds for all I care.
That's true.
One of the chip things that I love, because Aldi, the German grocery store that we have here in Australia and other places in the world, when it comes time for Oktoberfest, so September, they have these German sort of puffed chip things, sort of like cheese and bacon balls, except they're fucking peanut flavored.
Peanut flavored?
So, yeah. So, things like that. It tastes like fucking peanut butter. Maybe chocolate twisters. They're like twisties, but made out of chocolate.
No, I think it should be something really gross, like brisket flavored Cheetos.
Oh God,
Briscoes.
Briscoes. Like crunchy tubular things that taste like brisket.
Is brisket spelled with a K or a C?
A K.
Okay, yeah.
Briscoes. The big O. Cool. So they run over to the Briscoes tent like, hey, do you guys want to do a collaboration? Like, oh, look, man, we're not really set up to do that. We're running out of Briscoes. So Meat Shack is there like, yeah, man, we'll fucking do it. Get on it. Somehow, Meat Shack's really popular outside of the United States.
Everyone loves the authentic Maine cuisine.
Barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, howdy. We like Meat Shack. Home of the Fuck Lobster Burger. We love Fuck Lobster Burger. We love Fuck Lobster.
Fuck lobster! Fuck lobster!
I will have one Fuck Lobster Burger with a side of Fuck You fries and a Fuck Me Shake.
And an extra helping of Go Fuck Yourself sauce.
I love that Go Fuck Yourself sauce. It's like being fucked in the mouth.
Oh no, it's Go Fuck Your sauce.
Go fuck your sauce, of course! Now that you can copyright.
Yes.
So, I guess trademark? Anyway. So there's a bunch of Meat Shack employees handing out like Meat Shack value meals as people walk in. And they also are taking cans of Raiderade's new Raiderade Adult. And you've got a fucking slab of it up there. So, this is basically like any sort of Comic-Con QA thing. So you introduce yourself and you'll be like, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. I am Amriel, legionary of the fallen 8th Legion. I list off this whole, like, it's supposed to sound impressive, but it doesn't quite. Demonic title.
Second quartermaster to the Legion of Damien.
Right.
Serving in exile in the home of Colorado. That most damned of states. Uh,
I have.
Viceroy of Darwin.
I have lived for 5,000 years and seen many parts of creation. Um,
I really like the parts with tentacles. They're always great.
and explosions are pretty rad. Um, anyway, grovel before me and beg me for my arcane knowledge.
I guess Alex and I'll pretend to be the people at the Q&A.
Sure.
Hi, Emriel. I was wondering, it's a small child. You're like, why the fuck is this child here? It's probably like 10, maybe 14. Girl, she's got glasses. I was wondering, how do you feel that you're a good role model to young women? Yes.
That's
Next question.
that's a tough question to answer. I like to think so. I've got a stick-to-itiveness. I have rebounded in the course of several, what many would consider devastating failures. Falling from heaven was not fun. But I would say to all of the young women who look up to me that
What the fuck are you doing? I'm a fucking demon.
nurture that hatred that you harbor inside your innermost black heart, and one day you too will dance victorious on the graves of your enemies. Next question.
A drunk college frat boy wearing a polo shirt with an upturned collar.
He must be so fucking rich that he's traveled to the fucking Gobi Desert to this event. I mean, that little girl's probably here with her, parents.
I've got a question. Have you ever met God? And as a follow-up, how bangable is he? And some of his friends who are there with him cheer.
Yeah, get that Alanis Morissette version of God. Oh yeah, it's a fine piece of tail.
Yep.
As a legionary in former legionary in the ranks of Heaven's elite warriors, I did have occasion to see God on a number of occasions when he, she, it, they inspected the troops. As far as
I really want the God of Heaven to be like a North Korean despot. Like, why do you have this army? Who are you fighting? It's like inspecting the troops like, yes, I like the way they have pointy parts.
it's probably why Lucifer
Wings,
rebelled.
good idea.
Isn't that just the best version of God? Korean
You know, it'd be-
despot leader?
You know, it would be great if those swords were on fire.
Yeah, could we get some flaming swords in here? And Michael's like, it's not going to make them any more effective, but sure, why not?
Well, I mean, you got a whole legion of unemployed angels. What else are you going to do? If you don't send them to the military, they're just going to cause trouble.
Yeah, let's make a whole legion of fucking death warriors.
And to answer your follow-up, contemplating sex with an unknowable being, it just kind of makes my head hurt. So I'm gonna just say no to the second part.
Bummer.
Sort of stalls for a minute, and then another gentleman stands up. He's like, I have a question, Emriel. Do you feel that your team was justified in electrocuting TKS's main reactor on the starting line last month? I'm not quite sure what your play there was, because it didn't really seem to slow him down. So I just was wondering what, like, the tactical decision there was.
Oh. As a rank and file soldier, tactics were never really my strong suit. I stick to the terrain that's in front of me, and I make the decisions I need to make. Um, in short, I do what I want.
Oh God, no! Is it too late for me to change my team?
No, it is totally too late. Sorry,
Damn.
actually, you're locked in. You've got a 6-month contract.
Okay.
You've got to maintain brand recognition. Probably a late teens girl stands up and says, Emriel, what is your... No, not what is your... What is the state of, what is the word? What's the pay differential like between male base raiders and female base raiders? Is there a wage gap in base raiding?
Well, that's an interesting question. I would say not in my experience, but then again, my co-base raiders are a fart-smelling nano cloud of some kind and a genderless automaton possessed by a ghost.
I think Yuri would disagree that he was genderless. But
Yeah.
Yuri's not here. He's working on the car.
Well, I mean, Yuri himself may have a gender, but Yuri's body, I mean, is it anatomically correct? I probably would have seen.
Probably not. I don't
Yeah.
think that Techno Wizard was really thinking about that when he was making him.
His car's got a pair of truck nuts on the back, though.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing Finn would do.
Another girl stands up. She looks like she's in her teens. She's wearing all black with black lipstick and heavy black eyeshadow. And she goes up to the microphone and goes, Amriel, I really admire the way that you are a demon fighting for hell and the forces of evil. I was just wondering if there's any way that I can join Hell's Legion.
There's a way to further your goal.
Right. I'm glad.
Sin a lot.
I'm glad you asked. The most important thing that Hell's Legion advocates is personal freedom. So, do whatever the hell you feel like. If you've got a parent or an authority figure, don't listen to a word they say. And I'm starting up a mailing list, actually. So after the Q&A,
I'm gonna start putting out a seed.
there'll be a sign-up sheet at the back. We'll pass around.
Not even a
Okay,
blog,
cool.
a fucking mailing list. Oh man.
She, for a second before she walks away, she just takes the microphone and she goes to hand it back to the person who's like walking around and just drops it and then gives Amriel like a knowing look and sits down.
Amriel gives her a thumbs up.
That microphone probably costs a lot of money. Another person steps up. Looks like a gentleman, probably in his late 20s. Looks like a Valkyr fan. Like he's dressed like a Valkyr, even though he's a dude. He says, Emriel, I'm from the base rating podcast. Insert bases here. And I was just wondering, how do you feel adventure base rating is going to affect the amateur base rating scene and the for-profit base rating scene? Like, do you foresee a future where all base raiders will be doing adventure base rating? Because, like, this base rating thing can't last forever, right? We're going to run out of bases eventually. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on that, and if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, maybe, possibly, as a follow-up question. And then he hands the microphone away. Some of the Raiderade officials are shaking their heads at him like, what are you doing, mate?
Well, that's an interesting question. I feel like corporate sponsorship does a lot to rein in the general lawlessness and cutthroat competitive nature of base raiding. I mean, granted, there are some rivalries and there's definitely competition going on here on camera and off, but it makes it into a friendly sportsman-like endeavor rather than a bunch of seedy lowlives grubbing for power and worldly lucre, as it were.
Someone just screams out, "Ethereal suck!"
Amriel manifests her flaming gladius, and
A bunch of people start cheering and clapping and screaming in horror.
come up here and say that! Come up here and say that! Does anybody run?
A few people fucking run. People that were standing at the back deciding whether they were going to step in. Bunch of people are cheering. Everybody's getting drunk. It's good times. Raiderade is just like, oh, this is fantastic. This is going to make good footage. You got to cut a promo out of this.
Yeah, I thought so. And then the sword goes away, and she says in a very nice, polite voice, "Sign up for my mailing list, everybody."
Any more questions, or are we done playing Q&A?
I'm done.
The only thing I was gonna say was either outside the Q&A or maybe even if someone comes up. Maybe I'll go talk to the base rating podcast guy and see if he has any. I mean, I don't know if he would.
What was it? Insert base rate.
Insert base here.
Yeah, insert base here. Yeah, you
I'll
go
go talk to Raymond from Insert Base here.
No. It's Richmond. Richmond from Insert Base here. Because a girlfriend of mine once called me Richmond by mistake.
Richmond, interesting.
Yeah. So you go talk to Richmond.
All right, so he's part of the internet community. Those people are generally clued in and turned on, maybe. So
and misogynistic.
Yeah, so maybe he has an inkling of what we're heading into beyond what we know.
Oh, well, there's been some rumors that the base you guys are going to be hitting is actually the base of Professor Nebulon. Who...
You know that already?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but he had 15 PhDs, 6 from an alternate Earth, and 8 from... That's not the right number. 6 from the alternate Earth and 10 from this one.
Now, I'm not an academic, but are PhDs gained in another universe still valid? Is that a thing?
Apparently, he was worried that they weren't. His first one was in it was a general PhD in physics, because he was concerned that some of the physical laws wouldn't line up. Don't really know how what came of that, but yeah, he did some talk show stuff in the early 90s when he first arrived on our Earth. People found it pretty interesting. Yeah, he it was interesting. He didn't come through the Tunguska site. He popped in the middle of downtown Shanghai. He didn't come through a large interdimensional rift. So, we actually did a podcast recently on Professor Nebulon in the lead up to this.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So, you could listen to that or whatever, and then maybe promote it on your Twitter.
He is shameless.
Yeah,
you got to be shameless in the podcasting game, Alex.
That's true.
Always be hustling.
Can I make an empathy roll on Richmond to see if he actually knows anything worth pressing him for, or if he's just
Go for it. Go and see if he's just regurgitating the other podcasts he listened to.
All right, let's see. I got a +2.
It's just going to be stuff talking about like the history of Nebulon. No one's going to know what his base was like, though.
Okay.
So it's only going to help you
I
understand
mean-
the man.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah, that might be useful. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna I'll retweet his the link to his podcast episode about Nebulon,
Mm-hmm.
and like put some kind of a researching the site for the next heat, or something like that.
Yeah.
Doing some base rating research. See if we get him some likes and retweets.
Yeah.
You mean doing some basic research?
Hey, Raiderade loves puns. They're all about it. They enforce puns. It's in your contract. You have to do puns. All right.
You must pun at least 2 times a day. I don't know why they got really offensively German, but they did.
Yeah, when you're done with it, there's a few emails and shit on this mailing list. And then one of the Raiderade guys walks up to you, gave you the tricks, like, "Oh, great work, Emryo, great work. We should do another one with the whole team. Next month, I think. I think I think that'd be fantastic when we get to."
We could definitely put something together. I'll talk to my colleagues and see what we can work out.
Oh, thanks a lot, Amy. You're a real champ. Keep it up, baby. He walks off. Cheesy fucking manager type.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a few people signed up for my Demon Warrior newsletter.
Sounds like a fitness newsletter. The Demon Warrior workout. You've got to do a bunch of, got to do some crunches, some burpees.
I think that's definitely part of it.
Salmon ladder. Got to do the salmon ladder.
And don't forget to eat a hearty breakfast of souls every morning. That's the part that gets most people.
Should we get free-range souls, or is cage farm souls good enough?
Obviously, free range is better, but in a pinch, you could use caged.
You want to separate the soul yolk from the soul whites, and add a little bit of ginger and paprika.
The whites are where all the good parts is. The egg is where you get all the sin.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I have come to a conclusion about Amriel's goal. She wants to whip up a cult of personality around herself. So she's basically going for the better angels, 1,000 or more people worship you as their personal god type of thing. But
Nice.
that sounds like a good idea. So Greg, do you do anything else with the rest of your evening? You fixed your drone. Do you want to go talk to TKS about why they fucking harassed your drone?
No. I'm going to stay away from them.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think it would end well if I went over there. I'd hate to have
come on.
One of them.
It's drama for the cameras.
It's drama for the cameras.
Just don't need anybody.
I can't make any promises. But Greg will notify. I guess he will notify one of the camera crews that he's going over, so that they can have an actual crew follow him.
All right. They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get a drone on this,"
and then he will go over to the TKS.
Well,
hello,
hi, Greg.
Friend. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Just tuning up the car, getting ready for tomorrow. Big day.
Oh, yes. But I couldn't help but notice that you seem to interfere with the test of one of my new drones, and I was curious as to your reason.
Ayumi, who was talking to you, is like, "Really?" And it's like, it turns back to Takuma. the engineer is like, do you want to tell him? Apparently he doesn't know. He was like, come on, you know what you guys did. You fucked with our equipment. Twice.
What?
First you tried to fry our engine on the starting line, and then you fucking ripped apart our drone and hid it on top of a fucking radio tower. Not only that, but that's the first fucking drone I ever made. I made that out of a fucking model store kit. He's saying this all in Japanese. And you just trashed it.
I do not know what you are talking about with attacking a drone, but I apologize. I too know what it is like to lose the first drone that you've made. That was the first drone I had ever made. And I was emotionally distressed when it crashed.
Kouki, the fighter/navigator, he's a bit swole. Walks up to you, he's like, hey, look, man, maybe you want to walk away. Alright? This doesn't need to get physical.
I would love to experience the sensation of walking, but it is beyond my parameters. It would be very helpful for my research, but I do not understand what you mean when you say this doesn't need to get physical.
It means I don't need to pull out the electrical disruptor that I've got strapped to my tool belt and shove it into your cloud face. Alright?
Oh, well, that would be quite disagreeable.
Yeah, it's really good at shutting down certain death traps. I reckon it'll work a treat on your ass.
Huh. Well, very well. I can see that you are too consumed by the human emotion of anger to have a conversation about this. Good day, friend. And Greg floats away.
Lucky I didn't throw his head into a wall. Metaphorically speaking. Obviously, you can't grip gas.
As Greg floats back, and when Amrio returns, Greg says to her, "Did you have a constructive evening, Amrio?"
She's got a six-pack in her hand. It's like, yeah, man.
I think I corrupted some of the youth of this planet.
Oh, good. Listen, I was speaking to the TKS team.
Oh, you were?
Yes. While we were on the last run, did you or Yuri attack one of their drones?
Attack is kind of a harsh term. I plucked it out of the air, and Yuri, he may have possessed it a little bit.
Ah, well, they were quite displeased about it. Apparently, there is a human sentimentality attached to the first drone that people build.
Oh. Well, that's
I was not aware of that. Yes. Anyway, that brings me to my point. We need to destroy the TKS team.
Oh, fart man! If you had a hand, I would high five you.
I didn't.
One of their who was the one that was swollen?
Kouki.
Kouki threatened me with molecular disambiguation. I do not take those threats lightly.
Yeah. Don't worry, Cloud friend. We'll get them.
They have a device that they think will disarm death traps. If possible, perhaps we could disarm their device.
Holy shit.
Greg was sent here to pave the way for conquest.
Yeah, I forgot that he's a fucking war machine.
That's
okay.
That's all on you, friend. I don't know much about the scientific end of it, but if something needs to get destroyed, you point me right at it. And
well, we shall see what happens, I suppose, on this run.
All I know is TKS better not cross us.
Yeah. I would say that's a good place to end this session. You guys can look at the Valkyries next run, or you can go straight into fucking sabotaging another team's gear. and that leaves plenty for Finn to do as well. So
Yeah.
hopefully Finn's internet gets better soon.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, I think we'll leave it at that. How'd you guys find this episode?
Good.
Well, I really enjoyed it. There wasn't a lot of plot or accomplishment, but I really loved the Q&A scene.
There was some plot. It won't be obvious yet.
Yeah.
We also resolved like why the fuck were TKS using an ancient piece of shit drone?
Right.
So,
Personal
question.
meaning.
Mhm.
Now that I have a conversation unusual, I could radio. Can I remotely hack like drones that are working on?
No, because it's conversation unusual. But you
Okay.
can jump onto other people's comms and stuff.
Okay.
And so, for an example, a way that you could use that in combat is if you come up against things that have radios, for example, like if there's a bunch of soldiers or something, you could make their radios start talking and try and confuse them by having like voices come over them.
Right. Okay.
So you can be like, don't you
So
have a
if I
super
wanted-
science skill? Doesn't one of your skills have a stealth trapping?
Yeah, it's my sentient cloud, so I
Yeah,
can just hide
so
and give them.
Well, my point is, I would let you use that to. Oh no, that'd be deceit. Never mind. But yeah, you could try and confuse them by doing that. You could make them think that you're coming from a different direction, or just like unease them by
Right.
having strange voices come over the radio. That's just an example.
But
Or
I have.
be a bit more passive about it. And just listen in on their comms.
Yeah, that too.
I am now a Wi-Fi hotspot as well. So can I use that to remotely hack drones?
I guess you have the computer skill, so I guess you have
also-
enough various things that I would allow you to do wireless hack. But
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just curious. My goal is to now fuck up TKS.
Yeah.
I mean, not my actual goal, but
It is a goal.
kind of. Yeah, it's on the list. Number 1, save species from extinction. Number 2, ruin TKS.
Ruin these triplets.
Yes.
Perhaps you don't understand the primate social convention of posturing.
No,
Posturing?
I don't.
Posturing.
Is that where you make
You know,
pasta?
Angling for status.
I mean, he did threaten to shove my non-existent head against the wall. Again, this human obsession with walls.
Perhaps
don't
that
understand
is the
it.
reason humans surround themselves with walls, so that they can use them as a weapon.
So that they can always easily and quickly commit violence against each other.
Yeah.
That would fall in line with my research on the species.
It would follow human logic. All right. Where's the script? I'm always misplacing that script. All right. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or feedback about this episode, you can contact us in the comment sections on Facebook, SoundCloud. You can also reach us on Twitter, and you can of course comment on our main site. Over on WordPress. You can also reach us at our email at insertquesthere@gmail.com. And don't forget to join our G Plus community. It's it's a good place to see what we're doing. I often post like plans on what we're going to run next, or ask people for ideas regarding certain things, like that D&D campaign I keep talking about running, but I have no fucking idea what I'm going to actually do. Do you guys have anything you want to plug?
Check out the Ragnarok podcast at www.ragnardrock.com.
You can email us at info@ragnardrock.com. We're at facebook.com/ragnardrock. And we're on Twitter @ragnardrock. So Get in
Hit
touch.
us up on the social medias.
Indeed.
The socknets.
Sucknets. Oh, all right. Well, farewell from the past. I'm Raymond.
You mean Richmond?
Or Rich. Yeah, this is Richmond from the Insert Base Here podcast, signing off.